Primos has only just premiered, yet the internet already houses a bevy of cursed imagery inspired by Disney's highly anticipated and highly controversial newest animated series. So if you thought Primos was already bad, these images are sure to make you think even worse of the show's artistic direction and what it inspired. Within 5 seconds of a Google search, the most prominent piece of cursed fanart would undoubtedly be awarded to this grotesquely exaggerated depiction of the main character, Tater, although others may argue it's an accurate portrayal of her. This nightmare-inducing image comes to us from, however the hell you pronounce that. It almost sounds like I draw things, but that could be entirely coincidental. This drawing was actually a sequel to a previous Tater gross-up, in which you can see the artist acknowledge his drawings have appeared in Primos-related videos and thumbnails online. Kind of like what's happening right now, but I mean, come on, they're just so friggin' funny. This was another piece that caught my eye, although I don't know who the hell this is, but I feel like I'll randomly see him in my internet travels every so often. Okay, a quick reverse image search tells me he's someone named El Chavo, a cartoon version of a really old Spanish sitcom character, I guess. Apparently, this show and character are beloved by many, so without bothering to translate it, I assume the joke is that a respected character in the Spanish community is going to take out a character who craps on the Spanish name by saying things like, "I like tacos and earthquakes." I just think the way the artist portrays Tater is really funny. So while I really don't know anything else about El Chavo, you know something must be important when it gets its own pop figure and Fisher-Price people. But moving on, you'd be surprised to know some of the most unsettling imagery doesn't come from a disgruntled artist or cartoon critic on social media, but is actually official, coming from the creator herself, Natasha Klein. Although, I think this image of her is a little more reflective of what's to come. Forget about black cats and broken mirrors, the images in this 23-paged asset guide are so cursed, just looking at them is sure to give you enough bad luck to last the rest of your life. I mean, explain to me how this was born from this. There should be a mandatory viewing distance when looking at her face. Okay, never mind, I don't know how, but the further away we are, the larger her nose gets. God, this is the most cursed, out-of-context face I've ever seen in my life. But moving on to her family, the noses get even more ridiculous. One more nostril and her dad could use his to hold a second can of beer. But I get it, the sentient nose on some characters is a stylistic choice, Natasha Klein's signature thing. I completely get the need for artists to have their own unique style. It's what distinguishes them from one another. But at the same time, there comes a point where an artist's style is too distracting, taking away from the appeal of good character designs, and, quite frankly, just making it hard to look at. Which in my opinion, is the case here. I think the animation designers did a really good job of keeping Klein's unique E-shaped nose while still keeping it, you know, the size of an actual nose. And even though a lot of characters still just have inverted C-shaped noses, I do like the addition of the visible nostrils some of them have. See, there are effective ways to make characters diverse and distinguishable that don't require giving them the nose of an elephant seal. So now that we got noses out of the way, surely it couldn't get any worse. Oh my god, it's even worse. Like, literally, why are these two plucked straight from the Stone Age? If you remember, this guy's name is Nacho, unless they finally decided to change it without my knowledge, except in the pitch version, his name is actually Benny Tony. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a parody of something or a pop culture reference, but it seems way too unnatural to be a random, made-up name. Although, now that I think about it, it might even be worse than Nacho. That's a tough one. But I am just so friggin' glad Stevie's skeletal structure is no longer that of a scooter, but rather the love child of an acorn and a bean. Or, I guess he's actually called Scooter now. I remember everyone hated the design of this character, Cha-Cha, and as Mija, she somehow looks even more deranged. No one really knows which family Mija belongs to. She simply shows up each summer and leaves in the fall. Oh my god, top 10 saddest backstories for real. Maybe I genuinely feel sorry for this kid now. Oh, boo-hoo! With her Perpetual Milk Mustache. Sure, that's what it is, although I think the cat she's sitting on must have given her its rabies. The name Rosita is definitely an upgrade from her previous name, apparently meaning fat, according to some people. But that face? Oh, it's piercing straight into my soul. And don't even get me started on the rest of her. Okay, who do we have next? I legitimately can't do this anymore. Which, fortunately for me, the rest of the Bible is pretty much just text anyway. But all in all, those were, without a doubt, some of the most cursed doodles I've ever seen in my entire life. And, we're not even gonna go there.